Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. This is one of the short stories in my book, Soloists, which consists of 125 short stories of introverts and outsiders facing a dilemma. This one's called Average Jane. In school, teachers focused on the brilliant and on the slow, so Average Jane was pretty much ignored. Jane's classmates liked the good-looking kids and made fun of the ugly ones. They barely noticed Average Jane. At her 50th high school reunion, most people didn't even remember her. In college, while Jane wanted to date, she felt uncomfortable trying to stand out, being perky, dressing sexily, and so on, so she was pretty much ignored. When Jane applied for jobs, her resume didn't stand out, so the best she could get was rent-a-car reservationist, where she chatted little with customers or coworkers. Jane was forgettable. She joined a hiking group, but even when she approached people, the conversation quickly petered out and they'd move on. Jane did have some modest romantic relationships, but sooner than later, the guy would end it. When Jane asked for an explanation, they said things like, "There's nothing wrong with you, Jane, there's just not quite the spark." Jane thought that maybe she could be special if she worked with disabled people, so she volunteered at a group home for people with intellectual disabilities. But she had difficulty helping them and got little recognition for her efforts, so after a few Saturdays, apologizing, she quit. Next, she tried volunteering in an animal shelter. She and the doggies loved each other, but that didn't feel enough. At the end of her 50th high school reunion, Jane trudged back to her car, gently closed its door, and cried. Would she die unexceptional, unrecognized? She sat trying to concoct a basis for hope. She considered dolling herself up, puffing herself up, bubbling herself up, but in the end decided that the wisest course was self-acceptance. Jane spent her last decade reading, journaling, gardening, painting, petting dogs at the shelter, and volunteering at a suicide hotline. A go-getter might have done more to improve her lot, but Average Jane had just average drive. By definition, half of people have done worse. Anyway, that story is called Average Jane. It's one of the stories in my book, Soloists. I'd welcome your checking that book out on Amazon, and certainly also welcome your thumbs up here, and you accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.